this video, you are going to see a not so great dress going through a transformation, 6 hours of sewing footage turned into 4 minutes for you along with tips, and a DIY project that has turned out just amazing.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. A lot of new people have joined in here in last 2 weeks, so let me introduce myself. I'm Vaikari Pujari. I'm a stylist and an entrepreneur. I own a small company named Uniquely Mainstream, wherein we provide styling services for everyone, not just actor, actresses or celebrities or models or anyone from fashion industry, but for everyone, which has not been done before. So if you are at all interested in getting to know your body type better, to know a little bit more about styling and dressing up yourself, then go check us out on Instagram. I'll leave the handle here and there'll also be a link in the description. About the YouTube channel, if you have been following me for a little while, you know I make all sorts of videos. The last video on my channel is me cutting my own bangs, and if you want an update on that, this is how they look. They have grown quite a bit, and this is how they look, and I'm kind of okay with them for now. But because it's summer now, my hair are tied up most of the time and I don't want them irritating on my forehead, so they are always mostly tied up in my hair somewhere or clipped back. So right now I can't actually style them and show you, but and it's not that big of a mishap after all. Today's video is something really special. This is something I have been wanting to do a lot. Now I got a dress. We all have impulse buys and this is mine. Let me tell you a little bit of a story about this. This was one and a half years back, and I had gone out for a shopping session with one of my clients, and we spent the whole day, and at the end of the day I got a little bit of my pay, and that was my first significant pay. So I thought of treating myself and I just went and I bought this dress. I don't like anything about this dress. This neckline is not at all flattering for my body types. I don't like the sleeves that much, and it is absolutely ill-fitted, but the print on the dress is something really beautiful, and I thought I could make a cord set out of this. You can try this out even for thrifted dresses, which you can get literally from 300 rupees onwards, whereas CO-ORD sets generally cost about 1000 rupees. So let's get into the video and see how you can do that.
First things first, figure out what all changes you want in your dress. For example, I didn't like the neckline on this one, so I decided to change it to a more square and a broader neckline. Sleeves I couldn't do much about because I already had a big slit in them, so I just decided to go ahead and knot them up to kind of make them look more trendy. For turning it into a CO-ORD set, I decided to go with a crop top and a high waist skirt, which is absolutely in trend, and I had to do a little bit of fittings since the dress in itself is quite loose. This was my first time using a sewing machine, and I think I did a quite okay job for a beginner. You absolutely don't have to use any of it. If you have some time to kill, you can hand stitch it, but I will tell it is a time consuming job, so you don't absolutely have to. I'll guide you through all the cutting portions that you have to do and how to take your measurements and how to create patterns. After that is done, you can always take the pieces to a tailor. He'll stitch them up for you in literally 20 minutes and won't take more than 50 rupees. To begin with, put the dress on and mark where you want your waistline to be. Now remember one very important thing while doing this, that you're gonna need some extra portion while sewing the hems again, so you can leave 1 or 2 centimeters extra at the bottom of the top and at the top of the skirt, that is near your waist, to go into the stitching, so that you don't end up with a very short skirt or a very short top. Once you're done with marking your waistline, now it's time to cut, and for you to have a very symmetric cut on the left and right side of the dress, I would suggest one thing: fold the dress vertically and then make the cut along your mark. Now you can straight away sew the cut edges or leave it for the tailor. If you have a fitted dress already, you don't have to do any kind of fittings on it, but this dress was very loose for me, so I had to do 2 major fittings. For the top, when I started, I had to do a fitting along my chest so that it fits perfectly. Whenever you are trying to get any kind of fitting, I would suggest put the dress on and mark with a pen or a safety pin wherever you want the fitting to be, even for a top or a skirt. That can help a lot rather than just copying your fittings from any other right fitted dress, because difference with the material of the dresses can make a big difference in your fit as well. The next thing I did was getting the neckline into the shape that I wanted to be. Again, for getting a very symmetric cut, Fold your dress vertically into 2 halves so that you get a symmetric cut. You can mark and cut the portion straight away with a scissor. Now remember one thing again, that you need to hem this part as well. So make the neckline a little bit less short than you want it to be. So if you want it to be a little deeper, you can make a cut which is 1 centimeter higher to it. The neckline came out to be really great and I was actually very happy with it. Next thing we moved on to is the skirt. Like you saw before, for the fitting of the top, we did stitching on both sides so that we maintain a symmetric neckline. But for a skirt that doesn't have any center line which you can distinguish around, you can just take all the fabric on one side and stitch it to one side. I don't have the sewing footage for the skirt because I actually did it late in the night. It was actually around 2 to 3 am when I was still sewing. But if you don't need to do that, you just make the cut and mark to the fittings that you want and you can get it tailored very easily. Now the only tricky part about a skirt is that you have to leave the waistline a little bit more loose so that you can put a zip on it or you can put elastic on it. I didn't have any of this, so I just decided to fold it and put hooks on it so that I can move the skirt like so as you see in the video and put hooks there and get the perfect waistline that I want. Once my skirt was properly fitted around the hips and the lower portion, just the waistline was loose. I purposely kept it loose as I told you to put on hooks. I just hand stitch them. They are very easy to do. I'm not gonna give an actual tutorial kind of thing here because they are available on YouTube, or you can even ask your mom. It's very simple. 6 hours of effort and my mediocre sewing skills have never felt more worth it. I'm so excited to show you. Let's have a look. I have done quite a few DIY projects since my college life, but this is hands down the best thing I've ever done and probably the easiest for the transformation that it got. It looks so trendy, so chic. If you get something like this from Shein, it will easily cost you around 1500 rupees. So do take your dresses out and give this thing a try. I'm definitely sure you are gonna love it.
Hello again. I'm shooting this outro before actually converting the dress into the CO-ORD set, so I don't know how it's gonna go. But if it has gone well and you have liked it, then please give it a like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, please. It's a huge motivation for me. Please comment out if you have any queries or what kind of videos you might like me to make. That's about it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.